Clash of Clans, Episode 5. Skilly beep 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 skilly beep. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Clash of Clans and the fans in the stands. I'm here with my pal, the putting the sound down like a clown. It's Scotty. It's me, your pal, Big Boneyard. We're here in the live.
He's back in the studio.
Live in the studio here at WBSMT Radio. That's Scotty's basement.
And it is Scotty's basement.
Yes, it is. Scotty's
makeshift sound studio.
Duct tape blanketed up basement.
Yeah, we're doing what we can to bring it to the fans in the stands, as Boneyard says. Let me just first off apologize for my voice today. I have been sick, and the bastard Boneyard was probably the one that gave it to me.
I don't think so, man. That was a long time ago. If you got my sickie, you'd be pissed.
You were trying to tongue me.
Well, I was trying, but I didn't make it. You're defending yourself rather well. I did cough on you a few times.
Like those scratch marks on your face there.
You cut your nails, dude. Cut your toenails.
God. All right,
anyway, we're back on the podcast here at ClashClansPodcast.com.
And
we want to talk about a few things. First of all, I think Scotty needs to apologize for episode 3.
Not only do I have to apologize, I'm going to put about 67% of the blame on Boneyard.
This is not true.
So, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Let me tell you the story. So, Saturday afternoon, I get a phone call from Boneyard that says, hey, I just listened to episode 3. That isn't the one that we did. There were sound effects. There was, all this stuff in there. I said, what? And I'm like,
I think you put up the wrong one, bro.
Yeah, I think you put up the wrong one. And so, and there's been some comments in our clan about, I love the coughing. It was probably the most horrifying afternoon of my life because I realized we've been talking about on episode 4, like, yeah, we got the sound going now. Things are going good after the last one. And we talked a lot about shit that happened in episode 3 and about how we threw away the episode. And so, like, some of the pictures we posted online probably didn't make sense to people, and the comments we got were, love the coughing.
Yeah, love the coughing, because it was about 35 minutes of it.
Oh, my God.
Because we didn't edit that at all. You just put it in there. You walking upstairs, the dogs, letting the dogs in and out.
I swear to God, I was sick to my stomach. And so here's what happened, though, is I told Boneyard throughout the week, you'd think your fellow podcaster would want to listen to it right away.
Well, you think the guy putting it down would listen to it once?
I did. I had everything, and I thought all the files were right, and I put it up, and Boneyard was waiting for his sweet lady friend to listen with him, so he could lull her to sleep. I guess
she likes the game. She wants to get herself an iPad so she can play.
All right. Well, actually, so if she gets an iPad, you're taking it over.
I will start. Yeah.
Anyways, so I was horrified. Horrified. So I went back, put up the other episode, the real episode.
Correct.
So
3.2, I guess.
3.2. So I apologize to anybody out there who actually listened to the hacking, coughing, background editing comments in the episode.
Yeah.
It was partially edited, so thank God for that.
I don't know how you get 67% on me just because I'm not double checking your work.
You should have.
You're the sound guy, man.
Well,
I'm not in charge of this.
Well, no, but you think
obviously I'm not in charge of this.
Let's agree to disagree that you should have been a little bit more on top of it.
Okay, let's talk about being on top of it. Let's talk about last night.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay. I came over here to do episode 5, which we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're doing episode 5 right now.
Let me tell you something, folks, out there in listening land, radio land, I guess, not TV land. This is episode 5.3. Yes, we recorded this thing twice yesterday. Didn't get it to work.
Yeah.
Got about 10 minutes in, and then...
actually, we were at 25 minutes. Something went wrong with the computer. So we had about 6 minutes, went back, recorded again, and realized that I wasn't recording my side of the conversation.
Missed all kinds of great, juicy gossip and fun stuff to talk about.
Actually, though, I think today's episode is probably going to be better because yesterday was the update. And so
Yeah,
we
got a little
were
bit
all
more.
kind of, dealing with, hey, what's happening? So instead of really digging in today to the update, we'll talk a little bit about what happened with the update, what are some of the new stuff. But at least it gave us a day to play around and kind of see where, what does it really mean?
Fix the sound equipment in the BSMT radio.
So the podcast is always a work in progress. Oh God, thank God. Hopefully, the original episode 3 doesn't exist anywhere. If you have it, it's classic. But oh God, it was horrible. I still can't even think about it without getting sick to my stomach. So,
well, let's not have you puke on the radio, or maybe we should, because that'd be good radio. Anyway,
so we got some shout outs.
Let's shout it out then. Shout them right out.
All right, you had to.
Isn't that a commercial for shout? Shout it out, yeah.
Shout it out. You had to give a shout out to the drinking.
Oh, D5000, my man. He's a buddy of mine from the poker game. D5000, he said, he's a guy that started playing this game, I don't know, maybe a month ago now, and immediately he was like, this is stupid. I'm going to erase it. Still has it on there, still playing it, yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah,
D5000, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well,
so
where did you get that from, the Terminator?
So we're at the poker game, and he's like, hey, when you go on the single-player map, if you look on there's a guy drinking a beer. And I was like, what? And sure enough, he had to whip it out and show me. And then he got out
That's what she said.
And then he got out his phone and showed me the thing on the map.
That's
between Sicilian defense and.
You're making it too easy for me, Boneyard.
I know. Well, that's what she said again. All right, that's enough of that.
Well, hey, just a side note to that. I didn't know you could abbreviate it. I saw that on the chat the other night. TSST. No, TSWT.
Spell it right.
Yeah.
Spit it out, Scotty.
I'm working through it here. TSWT. I was like, I get it. And I'm like, man, this is going to be way easier from now on.
Anyway, so D5000 says, take a look. And so right between Sicilian defense and Obsidian Towers, there's a dude, looks like a king, and he's extending his arm, and he's got a beer stein, making, it's made out of bricks or a mountain or whatever. Hey, so if you guys talk about it on the podcast, you got to give me credit. So credit goes to D5000, big fucking whoop.
D5000, there it is.
Big fucking whoop. There's a guy with a beer stand. There's a bunch of skulls, too, and a bunch of other crap on there if you want to call in and tell me about it.
Yeah.
I'll give you the credit. Hey, there's a lake. Hey, there's a bunch of trees in here. D5000, eat it. All right.
And he's still playing.
Yeah, and he's still playing. Probably not now. He's going to be mad that
even
I
the bigger
make fun of
nerds are the ones that say, "Oh, this is stupid," and then
are still doing it.
Well, I'm just doing it now, just to.
Well, I can't give up now. It's been 14 hours.
Yeah, I earned 12 hours to my update.
And he's like, I haven't attacked anybody. I just been playing the single-player campaign. I said, go attack some nerd. Well, you're going to love it.
Well, I told you earlier on the first podcast, I thought that once you attack, they could completely rip your village down to nothing. You'd have to start upgrading everything all again. All right, so we need to give a few shout-outs here. First of all, correction. So last week on the podcast, we talked about SFLADs or S-FLADs. Or SF-LADs. But the correction is his name is actually S-FLADs.
Yeah,
so
get it right. Yeah, he's another one of the guys that was at the poker game so it was me and Flads and D5000 and Bernsey talking about Clash of Clans around the poker game, and everybody else was like, what are these nerds talking about? And I said, I'm not a nerd. I'm a nerd basher. I bash nerds, son. And everybody like, what are you guys talking about? So we dominated the conversation for a little while with our nerd talk.
Yeah, which is now basically Boneyard just lost half his poker team because people don't know how to speak the language.
Yeah, well,
I see you 1 elixir and raise you 1 gold.
That's an easy bet.
Yeah.
That's an easy call right there. That's an easy call.
So another shout out to Lugia, who commented, and there's some exciting news coming up.
Molto bene.
But he did correct us and let us know what Pika, Boneyard says Pekka, stands for, and it is Boneyard.
I say Pika, you say Pekka.
No.
Let's call the whole thing off.
It is. What does it stand for?
It stands for perfect enraged night killer of assassins.
Yes.
Which is the stupidest thing.
I think it's pretty cool.
I don't know. It could be...
he would think it was cool if he thought it up.
No, I would think that's something much better than that.
But it is a result of a
All right,
Facebook.
episode 6, I will have something better.
Okay.
I might even have it better by the end of this episode.
That's your challenge for episode 6.
Way better than
actually
Snassins.
You don't really get a challenge for episode 6 because that's part of the announcement. One other thing on that, Lugia.
I don't get a challenge.
Well, you get it, but
right.
I think that's more for episode 7 because of the big announcement.
I'll sneak it in somewhere. I can shoehorn it in somewhere.
And one other thing on Lugia's thing was it was a Facebook contest, and the most likes got the thing. That's why.
So apparently everybody liked that one. I wonder what the other ones were. So I wonder what really the question is what it was before they had the contest. Why was it PEKKA?
Well, they have on the wiki, in which we refer to all the time on this podcast because it's absolutely fantastic, and that's part of the good news that we're going to announce, right, Boneyard?
Beep boop.
Beep 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 beep. So they did say on the wiki that there was a Finnish origin to it, and there was a whole bunch of stuff. So I would encourage you to check it out. It is at www.clashofclans.wikia.com. Fantastic site, tons of information. Really impressed by them because yesterday's update, within the time the maintenance break was over, I was able to go in and see all of this stuff about the new troops that were released and everything like that, which leads to the good news is we're doing a special episode this week.
Breaking news, this just in.
We are going to be doing an interview with the guys from the wiki who maintain the wiki. And so really excited about it. They got back to us. In my horror on Saturday afternoon, I decided to write them and see if they would come on and
they would deign to grace us with their presence.
Yes, the masters. And they said yes. So we are going to do a special episode this week and talk to them and figure, just talk about what it is they do. How much time they put in.
My big question is how do you get that job? Like, what is that all about?
Yeah, where did it start? How did you get involved? How much time do you put in?
Yeah.
I mean, all those different things.
Does it get you chicks? I don't know.
I would imagine.
I'm hoping that this podcast is at least going to give me some fans in the stands. I don't know.
Well, you've already got a special lady friend. So.
Oh, that doesn't mean I can't have groupies. I don't have to do anything with them. They can send me money and buy me stuff. That's what it's all about.
All right, so... All right. Just buy a penis car. You'd be fine then.
A penis car?
Yeah.
I got one, man. Well, I mean a drivable one. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I have a car I can put my penis in.
No.
That's different.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. This is why this is an explicit podcast.
Driving around the bed.
Really excited about it. We are going to record it. We're going to...
Out of my way, asshole!
It's like the Seinfeld episode of Ass Man.
I just keep thinking of that Crocodile Dundee.
Oh.
Get out of the way, Dobie. Get on the right side of the road, you pelican.
Wasn't that episode 4 where you...
we probably did tackle that again. I love that shit.
Yeah. Okay. Nice work.
All right. We're talking about penis car and go right to Crocodile Dundee. It's a one-to-one range. It's a one-to-one thing there, man.
We're doing a special episode. We're going to record it late Friday night,
super late.
Actually early Saturday morning, which will be Saturday, I believe, for the guys we're interviewing. Yeah. At least I don't know how many there'll be, but really looking forward to it. So thank you very much. And now we should get into this week's content. We've been babbling for...
Well, let's talk about what you're up to. Let's get that now. What have you been up to since last week?
Okay. So, since last week...
Sucking it up?
Yeah.
Me too.
So, I had my 2 sleepy builders. I kept putting things to work. For some reason, rating, I've been losing a lot more. I don't understand why. But I was losing a lot more, trying to save up. My builders were sleepy, but last week on the Clash Clans Facebook page, they announced new troops were coming. The update was coming in a week. So it got towards the weekend, and, everything was going to take 7-8 days. And so I thought, wait, when that update comes, I want to make sure that I have a builder.
Yeah, you want to keep one of those builders sleepy until you can ready to use them.
And I think I would have just went ahead anyways, but then, Sunday night comes and I go, well, I'm just going to do it anyways, just because that way I have something when something comes out, because, all the new troop announcements and things like that. So things were upgrading. The upgrade happened. So I'm doing my Teslas and doing all that. So the upgrade happened, and I had a free builder for the new Dark Troop barracks, which was awesome. So waiting for 3 days for that to get done. So I'm about 2 days in.
Yep.
And that caused you also to do your 5th builder,
well,
right?
That's where I'm at right now. Right now I'm at a situation where I kind of fucked up. I have my... one of my barracks is upgrading all the way to P.E.K.K.A., topped out. And then I've got 3 cannons upgrading.
Painful upgrade. I keep pondering it.
Well, I have 3 cannons upgrading, and they're all going to be done on the same day within 3 hours of each other, all 4 of those things. So I'm going to have to come up with $3 million just to get them busy again.
Because you know how we feel about sleepy builders.
Sleepy builders
But I also have been thinking that might... because we had talked about that's if you see a sleepy builder, that means, you might be able to get more in the raid or whatever.
Yeah.
But that could be a good decoy tactic. And, as shit gets more expensive, as you start getting up there, it gets harder.
The best defense is getting the guy to hit next
battle. Yeah.
Because you don't want him to, there's a sleepy builder, I'm going to go in there, but he's going to try his darndest to get your shit from you. You might as well be so formidable he doesn't want to do that.
Well, and the other thing I did is, so the update was coming, and I waited and waited because I knew it was Dark Elixir troops, so I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. The upgrade hit. Thank God, as soon as the maintenance break was done, it was very lucrative.
Well, let me just quick one last thing here. After last night, and we were talking about the upgrade in episode 5.0 and 5.1 and 5.2.
Yeah. Which will not be posted. Hopefully.
Maybe. You're gonna get 15 minutes of just me talking because Scotty didn't record anyways.
Me in the way background.
Way down in the hole. Anyway, I was like, I got 2 days left on all this stuff, and I bit the bullet, went and got an iTunes card, spent $20 to get my dark barracks going. I bought the 5th builder, got the dark barracks going. Had to do it. Had to be done.
Yeah.
I don't need my 5th builder because all my upgrades take for fucking ever now.
Yeah, but when you get to that point where you start upgrade, it's going to take a lot of money, but then it hits 8 days, and then you've got, now let's wait some time.
That's true.
2 days to build up enough money. You know how much they can take from you as long as you are active and, collecting your treasure or resources, whatever you want to call them.
Treasure.
So I waited until the update. There was no, because of the Dark Elixir or Barbarian, I don't have the Queen X. I'm still at Town Hall 8.
Yep.
And I was at the cusp of the next level 4. And so I waited, and it was 3 hours after the upgrade. I don't know what was happening, but it was free for the taking right after that. And so I'm upgrading my upgrading to level 4 Barbarian today. And then, after that upgrade yesterday, there was a lot of gold, and I'm wondering if it was because the update was happening at different places across the world at one time.
Well, yeah, people are
at different times.
People are waking up to play after overnight, and they can't. So their minds and pumps are just filled up.
Yeah.
Because a couple people took some big hauls yesterday.
So we posted this one on the blog, ClashClansPodcast.com. Dominator.
He took over 1 million total of gold and elixir, which is the biggest haul I've ever seen. It was like 520 and 574. You'll see it on the blog.
Yeah, and I was about to post Melb's. I kept saying I was going to post Melb's big haul, but I went to post that after Gordominators, and it was Gordominators totally
Dominated. He
totally
dominated.
dominated on that. I'd never seen that before, but I was pulling it. And I took a couple pictures because I thought, hey, I'm pulling some big haul. But it did. I remember during the maintenance break, it went up, and then I collected my stuff, and then it went down again. So yesterday afternoon.
Well, that's the chit chat on the on our clan chat now is how there's no money anywhere. Everybody's looking and they can't find shit.
Well, and that's what happened after the last update. It was like just crazy, no elixir to be found anywhere because everybody was going for the dark elixir pumps and everything like that. So the one thing I do have to update you on is I am going to go for the level 9 town hall tonight.
As soon as you can, huh?
Sitting at 3.5 million gold.
Oh shit, do it.
Yeah. I've been waiting.
You got all blue walls, right?
No, not all blue walls, but
you should knock those out.
This is what I'm going to do first, though.
I guess you got 8 days to wait. You might as well.
I got 10 days to wait. I think it's 10 days. So during that time, I got a lot of stuff I can do. But what I'm going to do tonight is I might have to spend some gems, finish off that builder, and then I'm going to just keep dropping and battling and raiding until I can do as many blue walls as possible. And then I'm going to drop it all on the town hall because I've got a couple days to wait till the next thing. So,
well, you got 10 days. Yeah. You might as well finish your wall because you should have all purple wall or all blue walls.
Yeah. And I've got a lot. I need more, but I think I'm at a good point. I think I need with this whole new update. So let's talk a little bit about the update.
The update. Update. Version 3.54.
Here's why I need to upgrade is because I need another dark elixir pump. Mine's maxed out at level 3.
What? That's where they max out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
stupid.
Right
now. But when I go to level 9, I can keep. I mean, shit's getting way expensive.
Oh.
But I can get a second pump. Upgrade the other pumps because we have dark elixir troops now.
All right. Well, let's start with the upgrade. Let's start at the just the improvements first, then we'll go to the troops.
All right.
Usability improvements. Players now have an option to move multiple wall pieces at one time. Actually, a pretty cool thing because when you have to rearrange your shit, it takes fucking ever.
Yeah, fantastic. Because I remember and. Sitting there on a Saturday night going, okay, this is going to be a 3-hour process to move things around. And then you almost get things right and you need to move a wall here or over here. And then you have to switch a whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But now it's just, you click on one wall piece. It gives you the option to move the entire row and you can move that whole thing.
Yeah. Moving 50 things at once. Putting them out to the outside so you can rearrange. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see what's next. Troops can be deployed near obstacles, so no more getting lost in a sea of flags.
Yeah, so anybody that bought flags as deterrents, and I did, I bought the cheapest ones I could possibly do, and then I spaced them just enough apart. They were more of a psychological deterrent.
Why don't you just buy torches?
I did. I bought the torches. I bought the flowers. I bought like the up and down flags. That's all I bought.
Oh yeah.
Or the windmill.
Yeah, that's useful.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing for me. I've got 37 trees on my board right now because I'm like, I'm gonna leave the trees and because it's cool and they take up room and then people can't drop near them and it screws everybody's shit up. But I'm gonna go
this
chop
is really
them all
what
down.
Supercell is saying is, you know what? Don't support the rainforest.
This is more of a deciduous forest and a coniferous forest.
It is
because those are pine trees and not mango trees.
Luckily, there's no invasive species.
Well, I don't know. These little bastards with the hammers are pretty invasive.
Walking back and forth.
Yeah. Diddly diddly, I'm going to check out this tree, and then I'm going to jump over a wall. Little bastards. What's next? A new laboratory screen lets you browse available upgrades even while an upgrade is already in progress.
Right. So
super helpful.
Super helpful.
Because you want to see what you're going to do next. You want to make sure you have enough elixir to do it.
That was really nice of them to do that, but you could always just go to the wiki and check it out and see what you're doing next.
Yeah.
That's why I love that site a lot because you could go and always plan ahead, about what's next.
But
at least that helps. How much things are going to cost. I just started upgrading wizards because I had over 3 million in elixir too. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I've got giants going up to level 4 right now
and I
only had 7,500.
I think the big one is the new wall breakers.
Yeah, let's talk. Well, we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not to troops yet. We're still talking about improvements here now. There's a few more things, and they're actually not that. They don't really matter that much. Let's see. On the first, ever wondered how much loot you can get from a single player level? Well, now you can find out just by tapping the map. Who cares? You can go in. You can go in and exit anyway. It doesn't matter. Right. But there you go.
Yeah.
And I only have 2 maps
left.
It
confused me at first because I went in and I'm like, I go to attack and I see money down on the thing. I was like, what? Okay. But
yeah, and I only have 3 of those boards left to squash completely anyway. Yeah. So I don't. Actually, the very last one has about 600 grand of each that I've just been kind of leaving there. If I suddenly need 60 grand, I can drop a lightning bomb on it and take it. Really, I mean, it's just a bank.
They probably didn't change it.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? The battle results screen now shows your loot with spaces between numbers. So, instead of a comma, it's a space, which actually does help because
it does, because when you're going for that, I don't remember what the achievement's called. I'm going, is that 1 million? Is that 100
Oh, I know,
million?
yeah. And my screen is so tiny, I was trying to count the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many zeros is that? I gotta start over.
It was confusing.
Like, it's 10 billion. Like, it matters anyway. Like, I'm never gonna get there.
And I kind of was hoping for some achievements. More achievements. And it's not like I really go for them, but it's nice to know that there's, 20 gems waiting at the end if you're.
Well, and most of them, I'm in a spot where I've got everything that I can do. Other than the finishing off the goblins eventually, when the hell am I going to destroy another 5,000 town halls or 5,000 mortars?
Well, the troop donation stuff.
Troop donation is going to get up to like 100 grand. Like, when? It's just going to take forever.
Yeah. Yeah, so
whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, they did that mortar challenge in the last, which was cool.
I don't know but it doesn't really matter. Like I got 2 stars in that. When is the next time I'm going to destroy 5,000 mortars?
Yeah, they should just double it, not like exponentially
times
go
10.
up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else. A handy total destruction percentage is now included in the battle log, and kind of helpful. You get to at least. Especially when they attack you and you can go, oh, that guy didn't get me too bad.
Yeah.
Or, you can kind of get an idea of where you're at. But when you're doing it, anyway. When you're attacking somebody else, you see it going down anyway. So that's not really that great. The last one here, if a barracks is being upgraded, its queued troops no longer count towards the troop capacity after training count in the barracks training screen. That sentence is confusing.
Which is really helpful because there was that one time I was training goblins, I think, and I upgraded. And so for the next, I don't know, like 2 days, I'd be trying to train my troops and it would say 227. And I'm going, what the hell? And the thing isn't full yet. So
especially when you've got a certain amount of each guy that you're doing, it kind of screws you up there.
Which, and we'll get to that with the goblins. It's screwed me up.
All right. Well, let's get up to the actual badass dudes now. Let's start with the wall breakers. The wall breakers aren't new, but they've changed. And it says here, having trouble with walls? Improved wall breaker training techniques have revolutionized the cunning of these fearless demolitionists. Wall breakers now maximize the potential of each and every bomb, avoiding decoys and distractions. These crafty new wall breakers demanded a bit more elbow room, so they now take up 2 camp spaces.
Right, which has thrown me off a little bit when building the troops. I don't for some reason, I don't know why, but it, I was doing it last night. That's what she said, and
doing it. Wow, doing it. Wow. I'm representing Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn. LL Cool J for your ass.
So I was training my troops last night, and all of a sudden things weren't adding up because I think I'd come back with a couple bombers, and then, then things weren't happening. So that's a little bit of adjustment. But also, all those people that were spiking, their whole defense strategies are out. So
yeah, I actually took my 8 extra wall pieces that I had that were spikes, and I closed off my bottom open area, and I fitted a new wall in there, so that changed my
and I think I had a couple because I didn't know where to put them. But now they also go for the smartest place. Like I had a couple bombers go in, and instead of going to the wall that I wanted them to, they ran around the side to the one wall instead of the doubled up wall. But now the troops that you want to send in are also torn because they have more choices. So like the giants, let's say, a couple of the walls got destroyed. the bombers were smarter, and all of a sudden my giants started separating and moving in different directions.
Yeah, that's kind of a B, huh? Because you didn't, it screws up your thing, which you thought was going to happen. Now you got to change it up a little.
It's cool because it changes it up. But we've been hearing on the clan chat that, we spent episode 3 talking about Boneyard's strategy of the swarm, the mighty V, which I don't know if would work anymore.
It's called the flying V.
The flying V. Sorry, the flying V, mighty.
It's called the flying V per se.
Okay. Who are you, D5000?
No, that was an old South Park.
I know.
Right. So, my swarm technique, once I get back to it, because I haven't really been attacking since the update because I've been riding out my shields because I've got days to wait until I've got open pillars, so I don't want to run up my gold and then lose it. So I've been riding out my shields. Tomorrow, well, it's actually 24 hours from 22 hours. So tonight probably, and then in the morning I will kill some nerds. I'll bash some nerds' heads in. I'll beat their faces into
strut
jellies.
Around the house going, yeah,
and I'll be nerd bashing.
And then the nerds will start bashing you right back.
Well, they won't.
The biggest nerd on the planet.
Well, I don't think that's the case. Little side note for you, for your fans out there in Radioland. The person who first came up with the word nerd, Dr. Seuss thing. Anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about. New Dark Barrack troops.
All right, new Dark Barrack troops.
First one, Minions.
Now, have you seen the Minions?
I have. They're little blue guys. Look like little flying Smurfs.
Have you? I suppose you haven't really been doing anything.
I haven't gotten any. A couple of guys in our clan have been handing them out to other people. I haven't gotten any yet to play with. I guess they work once you get rid of the air defenses. Yeah. They work pretty good.
They were actually kind of cool. Like
they move faster. They move faster than the balloons, which are stupid.
But it's just like the Barb King. I hated. I still think he's an idiot. But as I get going farther, he becomes more and more useful.
Yeah.
So
are you using him? Are you more and more useful in attacks or defense?
Here's the thing about it. I totally have him sleeping all the time because I find him very ineffective against attacks.
Defensively, right?
Yeah. But the thing is if you go into someplace and you do not use those archers to take out that Barb King first, he'll cut the shit out of your troops. And so that's...
you drop a little barb swarm on him and they'll beat him up.
If he goes after your giants, it totally... he'll follow him around, and then if your archers aren't getting to him... Yeah. So that's
true. I only send guys in that will fight him. If he's following your giants, then your giants are going to get beat up because they're not going to turn around and fight him.
And I think now I might leave him... When I know I'm going to bed, I might leave him on, defense, wake him up. But if I'm, battling, and it's so nice that he's not sleeping for 4 hours. Now I think I will use him in both.
Sometimes I drop him to fight the other Barb King. Oh, I put him. I was like, oh, Barb King's coming, and that's gonna screw me up. I'm gonna drop mine, and they can battle.
I never thought about that.
And they can just battle it out. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be actually cool to see.
And they really do go after each other, and your guys will leave and let them fight and go do their thing. Yeah, it works out pretty good. Oh, and even if they don't leave, you got. Even 6 barbs standing next to your Barb King, they're going to wipe out that other Barb King because,
Well, and a lot of times I'll drop my Barb King at the end if I know there's 60,000 gold sitting there or something. I think he might have an idea of where he's supposed to go.
Yeah, if he's going to get there.
But as soon as I see he's not doing it, I'll surrender, and then at least he'll sleep for 15 minutes. 5
minutes or 10 minutes, if he's not damaged too bad.
And by that time, my other troops would be trained. Yeah. So remember that when you're going into an attack, if you see that Barb King there, draw him out and let your archers take him out, because if he goes after everything else, and don't put all your archers in one spot, spread them around, because he's only got one swipe here or there.
And that's the other thing. It's the same thing with other people's clan castles. If I see there a bunch of guys coming at me, I'll drop my Barb King to fight those guys, and it'll decoy them.
See, that's a good point.
Yeah. You want to get rid of all, sometimes 25 of those dudes that will come running out of their clan castle. So you set up a little small army in your Barb King and whack them off. And
Scotty
just goes silent.
There's not much I could Not much I can say to that.
Well, Barb King likes to whack off his dudes. That's fine, man. That's cool.
Right.
He doesn't have a queen yet. Wait till she comes out with her little toy.
Oh.
It's powered by elixir. Purple elixir. Oh, Scotty's losing it over there. All right, well, let's go back to what we were talking about. I don't know how we got off subject here.
Bottom line is, if you see a Barb King, have your Barb King fight the Barb King or your archers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it gets messy.
It does get messy. All right, so minions. Let's go back to minions.
All right, minions.
Little blue guys raining deadly acid on their foes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in action. I'd like to. I haven't got attacked by anybody by any of these yet. But the minions, I've heard they work.
Yeah, they seem all right, but now there's more increased pressure for air defenses.
Yep.
So, stock up your air defenses, those balloons. I wish they would have dropped the price of the dark elixir balloons. I mean, they're like 600.
The seeking air bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even use them.
Well, I like the gold ones, but, I can't keep springing for the dark elixir ones.
It's a lot. Money. I don't bother with it. Yeah. Because I don't get attacked by air that much anyway. I probably will more now that, what Supercell is doing is making people mix it up. You got to do more and spend more and do more shit.
Because I can't wait to see what happens with the dark elixir barracks, the troop barracks, so that's going to add to your overall troops. So you're going to mix it up even more.
Yeah.
Wizards now have splash damage.
I would love to get another army camp. Could you imagine?
Well, I know that. Or at least another gold mine or, another elixir pump and then, a whole new army camp. Yeah. So that'll be nice about level 9 too when I
dark
finally
elixir
get there.
Or a dark army camp, like its own thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dear
Supercell.
Dear Supercell.
Do
this shit, man.
Yeah. It'll be like
Dear Mr. Supercell.
Conan's in the year 2000. But it'll be Dear Supercell.
Speaking of Conan in the year 2000, one of the funniest ones I ever saw was the one he did with Mr. T. And that's what we're coming up next to. Hog Riders. Hammer in one hand and hog reins in the other. These mighty warriors leap over walls and go straight for enemy buildings.
And if you want to
Mr. T could not keep a straight face. And it was hilarious. Like, he was laughing through the whole thing. There was big old Mr. T giggling like a little doing his Wisconsin auto title loan bullshit. He needs a job, man. He needs a job.
Yeah. And so
now he's got one riding pigs.
Yeah, now he's got one riding pigs. I haven't seen them in action, but if you want to check them out, go to the
probably the wiki.
No, yeah, probably the wiki because it'll link you to it, but also the Clash of Clans Facebook page. I saw them all last week.
And they were using them, like a video of them in use. That's
them attacking and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when you get attacked by them. And then how it's going to change your entire defense structure because I think the way you move walls, where you put walls, and everything's going to change.
People are just going to be like, well, I'm going to have an entire army of hog riders. I'm just going to jump all your things and whack you off. I mean, and it's going to be a crazy, crazy mess.
So I think a week from now, it'll be interesting to see having been attacked and having not hopefully been attacked, but having seen the things in action.
Yeah, well, as soon as I get my dark barracks, I'm gonna have to make all these guys and play with them, and I might not use them ever, but I'm gonna use them at least a couple times.
Right. Just like I haven't used much of the wizards, much of the healer. I'm
actually making a whole bunch of wizards right now. I just wanted to go and wizards and a healer. I'm gonna do that once and go back to my barb swarm. I gotta check out the new AI for the barb swarm and see what happens.
Yeah, and
if they just split up and don't go all way where I want them, then I got to change my whole strategy.
And I think maybe that's what was happening with Supercells. They're going, okay, everybody's using barbs and everybody's using archers. No, the higher up, and it says on the wiki, there's different tiers of troops, and the first tier is the barbs, the gobs, and the archers, which are very stupid troops in that they don't specifically target anything.
They're cheap and they're quick to train and they're not that great, but it'll be interesting. I'm gonna switch it up and make some armies out of all different guys and play with them and see what they do. If they react the same way as they did last time I used them.
Yeah.
Valkyries, armed with mighty two-handed axes, these maidens unleash whirlwinds of doom upon everything around them.
And I love your narrator voice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You should read some Charles Dickens. Dickens.
You should Charles Dickens. What are you talking about? Anyway, these bitches will give you stitches. Two-handed axes. That's badass. So they're totally going to go after the first thing they see. It's not like hog riders are going to go after the buildings. They don't touch walls.
Yeah, but that might be a drawback too, because if they are indiscriminate,
well, you send them in, and they'll run in, and I don't know. It'll be fun to use them and see what happens.
I think it'll be interesting over the next week to see these new troops coming after us, to see how they attack our defenses, how we're going to have to adapt and change. And move things around, and I think that's the goal of Supercell.
We're gonna have to just keep dropping trophies until you get down below where there's dark barracks.
Yeah,
just stick around down there.
I have to say though, my trophy level has been, I've been sticking between 1,500, 1,600, almost 1,700, because that's where the dark elixir is. I don't mind going up. But I'm not finding that going lower is really much of a benefit. And I saw so I was looking at the Clash of Clans Facebook page the other night, and I saw this comment that says, introducing the coward 80 to 100 levels who attacked 40 to 60 levels, and and I'm like, and we talked about this before. That's a strategy,
man. That is a strategy. That's just the way that guy's playing the game. He doesn't.
And here's the thing, though. First of all, that's the game. Second of all, just because you're at a certain level doesn't mean that you are capable of, attacking this level of person.
Yeah, the same level of guys doesn't mean you can do it.
Right, because if you're a really good troop donator, you're going to be going up faster in the ranks, because you're donating so many troops. I mean, you think of people in our clan who are donating 3,000 troops a week. I mean, you're putting in a lot of XP points, to get up there.
True.
You think of, if you're attacking a lot but not upgrading your defenses as much, you're going to get, I think you get, some XP points for a town hall or something like that.
You get XP when you're done upgrading stuff. You get a big chunk.
Right. Those big things. But it doesn't. So I just thought that was a little whiny. I know we've talked about it before, and but that's the game, and you still get a 16-hour shield. You still get an 11-hour shield. If they can't get in, and you're always going to get attacked. I mean, if you
quit whining.
Yeah. Well, and I think who are the people that aren't getting attacked? If it's the top level person, if it's number one, he's going to get attacked even more because he's. But I mean, I don't even know how you defend against, things up the road.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just always a process of learning and things like that. So.
Well, that number one guy, Jang Yao or whatever, Jorge Yao, he's got all of his gold and elixir storage on the outside, and it's full. Like, I wish I could go attack him because I'd nail a million. Yeah. But
I don't even know how they pair you. But they don't even pair you by level. They pair you by trophies.
Yeah, right. There's never going to be a time when I get 3,000 trophies.
And I do think maybe that Supercell on this update is saying, okay, now the littler troops like the barbs and stuff like that might not be as effective, but they did drop the dragon time.
Yeah, well, that's Valkyries. I don't know. There's nothing more to say. They're just going to go in and beat some ass, right? But wait and see on that.
Only in the
They
videos.
do have super awesome Jennifer Aniston haircuts, which is pretty cool.
Very
feathered
nice.
And stuff. They look good.
And all you appreciate.
Yeah, a nice haircut.
Yeah.
Some of the other things, the wizards and dragons now do small area splash damage.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now that we have offensive troops that do splash damage.
Yeah.
Great. That's
awesome.
why I'm making wizards now. I want to see how well they do with splash.
And they do take up 4 spaces. They do take 10 minutes. Maybe the next update they drop the time a little bit.
It doesn't seem like it's that much. I don't think they would, but.
And I've been seeing like level 6 barbs and shit like that, but they're not that great.
They're not that much better.
My level 6 cannons are taking out the level 6 archers pretty easy.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, troops and how you use them and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to go and start using balloons.
I just don't want to spend an hour training my troops. I mean, you know how many times you have to push the reload button on that.
Yeah.
While you're waiting.
Yeah, that's why my gob barb archer swarms take 20 minutes max.
And that's why. Here's another deer supercell moment. How about you can research so that your time training decreases?
Yeah, it might be super expensive, but I'd invest in that.
I'd wait. I'd put in 10 million elixir if I could drop the dragon time to, and I don't even have a dragon yet, but if I could drop it to a normal time.
Well, and that's what it said. There is a decreased training time for the P.E.K.K.A. and also decreased training cost for dragons and P.E.K.K.A.s. And then increased hit points and damage for level 1 and level 2 P.E.K.K.A.s and dragons. So P.E.K.K.A.s and dragons are easier to get. They don't take as long, and they're more powerful. That's good. Yeah. People are going to use them more.
Yeah. And I think
I never did. I mean, somebody gave me a dragon. I've got it sitting in my clan castle for days.
You taught me that, and it's worked really well.
They, if you don't need to use them, keep them, because if they don't die, they go back into your castle and are fight another day.
And if you haven't listened to episode 4 yet, and Boneyard's Tesla trick, it was fantastic.
Oh, it's been working out great, yeah.
It kicks ass. Do you just want to recap it quick?
Okay, yeah. So when you have a 3x3 square behind a wall and there's a hole in the middle, people, when you see that in a village you're attacking, I always go, oh, can I put a guy there? And I drop.
And I never think that. I just go, okay, that's obviously a Tesla.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, oh, can I put a guy there? And I'll drop a single barb there. Sometimes it's a bomb. Some idiot says, oh, I'm going to bomb the first guy coming in. Well, you're only going to bomb the one guy, and everybody else is going to come swarming in after. But if you can't drop a guy in that little hole, you know that there's a Tesla tower there. So you roll up on that wall.
That also says, before you keep going, that if you're going to drop something in there to see if it's a bomb or a Tesla, make sure it's archer or a barb or something.
Yeah, go in cheap. Go in just one guy.
Right.
If you're testing out where bombs are, just use one guy. Don't start dropping a bunch because they'll get hit up. So if you want to drop in there, and if you can't, I rolled up on the wall and I shot that Tesla with my archers, and then I was like, I wonder if I can drop there now. Sure enough, once that Tesla was destroyed, I was able to drop bombs or drop guys in that hole.
And I tried it that night.
Yeah. And so also, if you go up against a guy who hasn't reloaded his game to play.
So if you see a bunch of coffins.
Tombstones,
coffins.
That Tesla tower might still be destroyed, and you could just go ahead and drop them in there.
Right. So
it's worth checking. Yeah. Drop that one barb in that hole.
I just always assumed, and you told me about that, and I didn't remember it right away. So it was a couple hours later, and I tried doing it, and it totally worked, except for at that point, the wall breakers were idiots. And so now with a really good wall breaker, if you can get that Tesla out of there, drop that in, it's going to go probably, I would imagine, to the best wall possible.
Yeah, it's going to go to the interior wall, not the exterior wall.
Yeah, because a couple of times I dropped him in there and they went to the exterior wall. Yeah. But you do that. And if you go through, you get into the camp, you take out a Tesla, and there's one of those little white squares sitting there. You can skip the whole walk from way outside,
from the edge of the map all the way in. You're not going to get shot at. You're just going to dump your swarm right inside the guy's walls and bash the nerd's face in.
Yeah, and so that was just worth bringing right back up, because I learned a lot from that.
It's a good thing, the fix of that is to put your Tesla towers in 2x3 squares or 2x2 squares. Don't let there be a hole underneath it.
Right, and I'm upgrading mine, so I keep mine on the outside. But they're kind of lethal things, and those things are the double damage to the
another quick
P.E.K.K.A.s.
tip. I'm sure we've talked about this once, but you have upgrading defenses. Leave them outside your walls, because the giants are going to go to those first, and they're going to stand out there beating up something that's, they're trying to whack off and beat off this fucking Tesla tower that's already being upgraded. Then your cannons and your other guys can whack that guy off, and you'll be good. And then the giant won't be able to whack you off. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Need I say more, folks?
No. Need I say less? Probably.
Yeah, it's probably a happy ending to episode
All right, that probably is our happy ending here on episode 5.
So here's what we'd like for you to do. If you have questions for the Wiki guys, send them into comments at clashofclanspodcast.com.
Yeah, we'll
I'll put up just a standard blog post, put up your questions. I'd like to give them the questions a little bit ahead of time so that they can confer with each other, because there's not just one person masterminding the whole thing. And it's not like we're going to edit it. We'll put it up, and just say, here's what people are asking. Which ones, do you want to answer?
Which ones do you want to tackle? Yeah, right.
And I'm really excited to talk to these guys. It's a really worldwide website. So,
this is a worldwide game. We're getting hits from everywhere. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys checking us out. Hope that you like the Scotty Boneyard crew going on over here at WBSMT Radio.
In a basement.
2 nerds in a basement.
Yeah.
Nerd bashers, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well,
if I had nerds right now, I would eat them. I would crunch on them. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You know what's good? Nerd ropes. Ever had those?
No.
Try it once.
I don't like nerds.
You don't like candy?
Not really.
Yeah. All right. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I just think of hungry hippos when you say nerds. But so, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Chomp.
Apologize again about the old episode 3. Please leave your comments.
How about you apologize to me for episode 5.1 and 5.2? 2 hours we were here last night. Anyway.
It was longer than that.
Probably.
Yeah. We put in our work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting to the end of the show here. We're getting It's where you go.
Ask your questions.
We'll post them to the Wiki
big
guys.
Episode, so get your questions in by Friday, which is 2 days away for the people at the Wiki. And check out
awesome.
Gordominators.
Check out that picture. That's $1 million haul.
And if you want to share your big haul, send it to comments at clashclanspodcast.com.
I think what we should probably do a running haul is who's gets the biggest haul. Gordo's going to probably dominate that for a while.
Yeah.
But maybe we can get some people to send in pictures of their hauls.
That'd be
something
awesome.
better. I would love to see 1.2. Let's see if we can
and
get it up there. And if you
send it in, tell us how you did it, when you did it,
Yeah, give us some details.
Yeah, give us some details.
We'll be able to see your troop count, what you used.
Yeah.
But give us some details on how you attacked.
And if you don't know, I didn't know this, and we've talked about this before in the podcast.
Screenshots.
So, all you have to do, push your home screen, push your power button, take a picture of your big haul, send it in to comments at ClashClanspodcast.com.
Yeah, and if you know you're going to have a big haul, maybe even
share it on Facebook if you like us.
Take a picture of the place that you smashed so we can see the layout that you cleaned up on, before and after
if
shots.
You see the big haul, take a picture beforehand.
Yeah.
Take a picture after you're done, and then take a picture of your big haul.
Of your battle log.
Yeah. So then we can see the full extent of what you did, the troops you expended.
So, listeners, it's a challenge. Send us your big hauls. You got to be bigger than Gordo. All right, and we're out.
And we're out, everybody.
See you later.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.